it on the football on the.
Can this be on?
No.
Live on the mics. Here we go. All right. And 5, 4, 3. Welcome, everyone, and pull up a seat at the table. It's lunchtime in Rome. Tonight's episode 318 is entitled The Best and Worst of Weddings. What are the best and worst wedding traditions according to all of you? What do we think? We'll be talking about that at the table this evening. Pull up a seat at the table and join us. First-time listeners can subscribe on your favorite podcast app or watch us live or later on YouTube at Lunchtime in Rome. Visit us at lunchtimeinrome.com. While there, you can take our relational needs questionnaire. Make sure to follow us on all social media, and it would be great if you gave us a 5-star review. Jay, what specifically is this podcast about?
At the table, we strive to love one another and help you to do the same. Some weeks we have someone on to join us so that you can get to know them and learn a little bit about yourself in the process. But other weeks we dive into a topic. Romans 12:15 says to rejoice with those who rejoice and mourn with those who mourn. That's what we do. So while it may not be 12:15 in Rome, we're treating it like it is lunchtime in Rome with Christina and Julian Randall.
Oh.
First podcast as a married couple.
Yeah.
Is
A
it?
lot of first as a
Not
married
sure.
couple.
Yeah.
First wedding as a married couple.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that eventually afterwards. And first honeymoon
Yeah.
as a married couple.
Yeah.
First day back at work, all the things.
Yeah.
How was it? This isn't all about you, but we want to hear from you because you guys are important. I mean, how are you besides being exhausted and tired?
Pretty good.
Yeah. We're good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
How's the wedding?
Amazing.
Awesome.
Good.
Yeah.
Honeymoon?
Amazing.
Good.
Good. Yep.
Good.
What-
What was the best part of the honeymoon? Mine is
The food, maybe.
Yeah. The food was really good.
where were you?
We were in Thailand for like 2
In both
weeks.
in like big city and middle of nowhere.
Right. We did a mix of big city and then stayed in some like floating villas, kind of just nothing to do other than like some boat rides that they gave us. Like, we were
Did you get a
able to
little
go
bored or
on.
was it a nice slowdown?
I feel like yes. It got a little bored at times, but you know.
I think it was good to be like kind of forced to slow down.
Sure.
Like
Yeah.
there was really not much to do other than like sit and read. We had like a nice balcony. I was kind of upset at first we weren't on the ground floor, and a lot of people like you could just dive into the water out of your villa, but we were on like the upper level of this one.
Which is crazy for a floating villa to have a second level.
Yeah, it was the
Yeah.
only one with second level. And I was like, oh, like we can't dive off of here into the water. But no, it was so nice. Like, I feel like the view from like, it wasn't that high up, but like the view from up there was probably even better. And we had like one of those like hammock swings up there. So
Yeah.
just sitting out on the balcony for hours, like reading and just.
Well, I mean, the
sitting
pictures
there.
looked amazing, and I'm sure the pictures don't do it justice.
Right. No.
Like
And,
you go, are we still on Earth?
Yeah, and the way that the mountains that you look out on, because it's all mountains and limestone mountains is all that's around these floating villas.
Didn't know we had those.
We do.
Apparently.
Yeah. And they change throughout the day. Like in the morning you would wake up and based on the light. Like
I
that's
was
why they
like,
changed.
The mountains changed.
No, but based on the
They become
light, like you
cold
could
in the
see like
afternoon.
It was like foggy though too. So it was kind of like a present almost. Like it just like appeared and opened as you went.
Yeah.
And then like it just at some point in the day it just like this is what we have here. Like,
Man. So it evolved as the
Yeah.
day went on.
And then after that, we went to like a resort and kind of lived the resort life for like 5 days. But the resort even was cool and different because a lot of resorts that I feel like us as like Americans go to, like you stay at the resort.
Yeah.
Like in Mexico, you're not going to wander around.
No.
But there you can just like there's a night market like half a mile away that every single night we went down there, whether it was for dinner or just
And
walk
how would you get there?
around.
That's
walk.
cool.
Walked.
Oh.
Yeah, it's only half a mile.
Yeah, very close. And then we wanted to go to like this one bar on like the other side of the island. So they basically have like their own form of Uber. That was a little scary to use, but that's what our tour guides and stuff told us to use because they said if you try to wave down a taxi, they see that you're a foreigner,
Sure.
and they'll upcharge you and like do all these things.
So
that
when
you
we
don't
were in
want.
St. Lucia, only one night there was a Friday night festival, and we went, and our butler got us the taxi driver or whatever, and our taxi driver was like, "I am picking you back up. These other guys are going to tell you that I'm not coming.
Yeah.
Don't fall for that." Of course, now Rachel the whole night was like looking at every taxi driver like, "Don't you try it? Don't you try it?" And I'm like, "Take your rum punch."
That's funny.
Yeah, but it was good, and now we're back here, and everything's just kind of back to normal, which is weird, but good.
But you planted your garden.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we
You're being a
did.
domestic family
Yeah.
now.
We're getting a new kitchen table delivered on Friday.
You're swamped. Kitchen table. All right. I'm trying to think of your house.
It's like it's a corner nook table because our dining room's pretty small.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be able to seat like 6 people because it's gonna be like back in the corner and like bench on one wall, bench on the other wall, and then
Oh,
table
okay.
with a bench on the side.
Wow, fancy stuff. Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Man, I'm so excited for and proud of you guys.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah. What about Eric?
Oh man, Maggie's birthday
Coming up
coming up.
August.
A lot of months.
I know, but that's the running joke. Is like there was a year where
It was at least 2 years, if not 3 years ago.
it had to have been. Oh, it might be like 4.
Really?
It
Wow.
might be. Yeah. There was a year where it was like we're just trying to make it to Maggie's birthday. We just have to make it to Maggie's birthday, and then it's smooth sailing. And then it never is smooth sailing. There's always something. But that's what it kind of feels like right now. But we had a great trip to North Carolina for a wedding.
Second.
Yeah, and second wedding with somebody named Christina.
Oh.
Really?
But
Yeah.
the lesser of the two weddings and lesser of the two Christinas.
Don't say that.
But
She
Lauren,
doesn't listen.
Christina is Lauren Boothby's sisters, who has sat at the table here. What?
Well, that's pretty important, Christina.
Yeah, right.
That's Lauren's sister, though. This is
Yeah,
Christina.
right. Christina's
No.
at the table. That Christina's never been at the table, but she could someday. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
No, we love them. It was very fun, and it wasn't the actual wedding. They actually got married last year,
No.
late last year, and this was like kind of like the reception. But no, either way, very fun. And we stayed at. We took. It was fun. We took our time going down. We were going down to the Lake Norman area, which is beautiful. Holy smokes!
Most people have been stuck in traffic by there.
Yes, lots of traffic in that area, and but we took our time going down. We stayed over in Beckley, West Virginia, did some antique shops, picked up some new vinyl, which was cool.
Good.
And then continued on. We stayed at a lake house, a beautiful lake house on Lake Norman. I wish we could have been there all week. I could vacation there. I could do a vacation on a lake.
Wow.
It was cool. But the celebration was really fun. We had a really good time with Justin and Lauren, who again have been at the table, and there was some meltdowns. There was Maggie had a meltdown.
Oh, Maggie, I thought you meant you.
On the way home from a full day of all the things. And Wild Man Noah, which is Justin and Lauren's son. Like, we were dancing at the wedding, we're all dancing, and Noah's like, "This is the best," and he could have gone 4 a.m. Like, I guarantee you, he could have gone till 4 a.m. And that's when Maggie was like, I've had enough. Like, I'm done. But she was so great. She's a great traveler, which is so fortunate. And then took our time on the way back. But then the day we got back, we got back late Monday morning. Then we did some things around the house. More Amy than me because I did all the driving. And then dropped all of our stuff off at Sunflower Sprouts, which is a consignment sale. that's going on right now. If you're in the Pittsburgh area and you have children, there's a consignment sale at the Pittsburgh Indoor Sports Arena.
Cheswick.
Yeah, and we did that, and then we had Maggie's softball practice, and like it was just right back into it. And then coming back to work. Work is like things are on fire. Everything's fine, but things are on fire. And I am running the marathon this week for sure. So I'm a little tired.
Yeah.
I might be a little cranky.
Yeah. Well, we've noticed.
But yeah.
Well, and maybe we don't go the full hour tonight.
Hey, whatever.
Maybe not.
We can.
So for me, number one, have you guys noticed at all with it becoming spring and the days get longer? Like you look at the clock and you're like, what is it, about 5, 6 o'clock? And you're like, oh, it's 7:30.
All right, because it's lighter.
Yeah,
And
it's lighter
yeah,
later.
Yeah.
But I think we need to appreciate that because everybody says it in November and December when it's 5 o'clock and everybody's like, feels like 9 o'clock at night because it gets dark early.
Yeah.
So I think we need to embrace
Opposite.
that and enjoy that.
We need to get it on the other side.
I think you should.
That we
Same-
celebrate.
Same thing I do like in July when everyone's like, oh, back to school stuff's already out.
Yeah.
Well, I've been celebrating the fact that Sam's Club has had topsoil out for 2 months. Like, okay, it's coming. It's coming. It's all a perspective
Yeah.
thing for me.
Well, and it's the rejoice with those who rejoice and more with those.
No, that I'm telling them to rejoice and they're not.
They're
not
not
joining
joining
critical.
with you.
They're not joining.
No, they're not joining me. No. And I'm not even joining me. I'm forcing myself to join me. And I'm getting there.
I get to do that.
I had a fast mow today that nearly put me under. I only had like 25 minutes after my haircut. And I'm like, well, I already have to shower from the haircut. So I hurried up and mowed and flew through the front, flew through the back, had to get up for the pantry. And I mean, I had to like sit down before I showered because I'm like, all right, that was a fast mow.
Yeah.
You know, like I was, it was a little winded, neck got a little tight in there for some reason, maybe because I
well,
lifted
you're
yesterday.
pushing, and you know the muscles are tensed. Yeah.
So then I showered, I got done, and I'm like, I can't put my shirt on yet. Like and it reminded me of the Seinfeld.
Oh, it didn't take.
Didn't take.
I hate that when a shower doesn't take.
They're like George is like, I can't stop sweating, and Jerry goes, you took a shower, and he goes, didn't take. And I was like, I totally
Yeah.
get that.
Yes, because when you get a shower, like in a locker room, or just like in like swimming class in 7th grade, I just remember like you would have swamp butt for the rest of the day
Aw.
because it's so humid in there. You can never completely dry off.
No,
Or if
no.
you're like still hot when you get out of the shower.
Well,
and,
it
like,
was for me
yeah.
today.
You still
Yeah.
feel like you're like just wet, even though you.
That was
dry.
kind
Yeah.
of my shower
Yeah.
like 30 minutes ago.
I do feel like I'm on the brink of that, like lowering the temperature in the shower time of year. Because
Yeah, I'm
in the
never that
wintertime I
guy.
pump it up, but in the summertime it's a little cooler.
My shower was a bit cooler today, and I never do that. But it was,
Especially if the
quick.
if I have the doors open down here and whatnot,
Oh, it's lovely.
because it's lovely, but it's still warmer.
Sure.
Yeah.
Other than that, I join all of you in your, hustle and bustle. I don't think you guys even shared that, but you guys have been running hard since you've been back.
Which our plan, I said, I can't wait to be back and just not do any of these things that like we've just been so like, because planning for the wedding and then 5 days later going for the honeymoon, it was just
Yeah.
Go,
so
go,
busy.
go,
And
go.
I was like, we're going to get back and we're just going to be able to chill.
Just live life.
It's like,
No,
No.
Maggie's birthday's coming. Remember?
Yeah. My birthday's coming like 5 days before Maggie. Got to plan for that too. No.
As soon as we get to Christina's wedding, yeah, that's where we've been for
Yeah.
a while, and Julian's. But I'm the same, but I was just saying to Christina and Julian, like this week has been like boom, 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 boom. But I've been getting better at like building little pockets of time. Like tomorrow, it's kind of chill. Now I'll fill it. I got some things to do,
Right.
but so it's somebody, my dentist yesterday said to me, I don't know how you could be a pastor and a Young Life leader at the same time. Or a Young Life staff guy. And I said, no, that's how I'm made. I'm made to spin all these different plates and everything all at once. It's just when one flares up that it goes like on tilt.
Right.
And like yesterday we had a baseball game of which I'm the announcer and play the music and I do the scoreboard. And we got deluged with that rainstorm. So then I left there and flew up to the church to record where the flooding happens by the renter's door so that we could figure out better why it always floods in a rainstorm. And then it was one of those things where I'm like, Young Life leader, pastor, over here, do that. And it was like, that was all fine and dandy. So I'm in a good place. Let's hope nothing pops off. I'm very grateful for the things I don't know, for the things that are out of my control. And it's been a challenge for me lately to be like, and I preached on Sunday, but not to grasp at all the straws and try to manipulate everything around me and just kind of go, oh, Lord, well, this one's on you. Like, I don't see how this is going to work, but we'll give it to you. And let's give you a shot at it.
Yeah.
Which is a terrible transition. It would have been good if, you said you've been 18 months planning this wedding and everything else. But we do want to thank people who sit at the head of the table. Many have done it. We're going to continue to post what we do to be at the head of the table. But if you go to lunchtimeinrome.com and become a paid subscriber and give over $10 a month, you will get a signed picture from us, and we will say these sit at the head of the table, and you help us put this podcast on. So we all were at Christina and Julian's wedding. Some would say Julian and Christina's wedding. Eric, you went to one, and you have how many more? Just one or two?
Two.
Two.
Yeah, 2 over the next 2 months.
3 more we were just realizing.
Yeah.
What's the last one? Like in what time frame?
October.
All right.
And we really haven't been to weddings in a long while. Like, I feel like
In a long what?
in a long while.
Wow.
Wow.
Rah.
When I was down in North Carolina.
Rah. Just short of Savannah.
Yeah. Molasses.
So you haven't been to one in a while.
We haven't been, right, but all of a sudden we have a bunch, and I feel like we're kind of approaching that time in our lives where, like, we're getting invited to, like, the next generation weddings, so, yeah.
Whereas I'm in I'll see you either at a wedding or a funeral.
Yeah.
It's like, you go through the graduation period and whatever else. But I have Lydia and Dakota's wedding coming up in June. And I don't think I have. It's so funny. Michelle and Michael, who are our friends from Rachel's high school, their son asked me to officiate their wedding. Asked me to officiate their wedding. And so they asked me and they said, but we're not engaged yet. I went, I don't know. What are we? And I said, so you're asking me to officiate a wedding that you haven't proposed yet? And they're like, yeah. And I was like, cool. So
Kind of the cart before the horse kind of thing.
I don't
But,
know. I
you
have that
hey,
one on the docket, and I'm doing actually the pre-marriage teaching for Jim and Angel Belante's son. I'm not marrying him, but I'm doing the teaching. So I thought it'd be a good time, because it is wedding season, to look over the good, what's good, what are good wedding traditions, what are not so good wedding traditions, and what are some creative venues that people have been and or preferences. And so the way we're doing it tonight is the people that responded, I made a chart, and we'll go over those. And then we have some more that just didn't fit into the chart, and we'll go through that, and we'll intersperse our own thoughts. There are no right or wrong answers. They're just opinions. If that makes any sense.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
And I've got strong ones.
For sure. Yeah, like
I have strong opinions.
So
What's
what
the-
would you have
what's the-
changed about our wedding?
One slow song at the reception.
Was there not? I
There
don't
was
know.
not one slow song.
yeah.
Really?
Not one. And well,
Well, you guys had for your dance, but then after that,
Yeah.
it was all dance.
That's funny.
Which is still fun.
which we didn't know.
Yeah.
I love that you brought that up, because, I certainly wasn't going to say anything, but I wondered if that was by design,
No.
because
No,
I've seen Brian Jones twice at the gym, and I might bring it up to him.
we had one specific
is that the-
song
was that
on
the
there that
DJ?
we said, if there comes a time that is a good time for a slow song, this is the one that we want.
Well,
So,
that's the only thing I would have changed.
okay.
I thought the speeches
Next
were great.
time.
Did you really think the speeches were great?
I thought they were very entertaining.
they were great.
Entertaining.
They were very entertaining. It was so
All
funny.
of them.
Yes,
They brought-
all of them.
Every single one.
Some way more
I
entertaining
can't
than
wait
others.
to get the full video back so I can just
Yeah.
cringe.
Oh, come on now. Hey, Janet Amato said, I just love the fact that it's a full ceremony and it glorifies God. She said she does not like the first look. Now tell everybody what you guys did and how did you think it went for the first
Explain
look?
This one.
Yeah, I loved it.
So we didn't do a first look,
No, you did not.
and that was one of my requests. The groom doesn't get a lot of requests during during the wedding day, so that was my only one, which is like, I do not want to see what that dress looks like until the day of the wedding,
Yeah.
until you're walking down the aisle. And
But what did you do?
we, instead of a first look, we had a first touch.
Which is not what you think it is.
Good job. Yeah, that was
Well-
funny.
Thanks.
Good job.
Do you want me to? So what we did, the photographer and Julian and the groomsmen got there before us, and they found a beautiful spot for Julian to stand. And then I arrived, and they had us. Well, it was our. We decided to do this, but they had me walk up to him and then kind of back into him. I was fine with seeing him. He didn't want to see me because tradition, whatever. So then we backed into each other, held hands, and then we did private like vows or declarations of love that we wrote for each other there. Like how some people write like private or
I love that you guys
personal
did that.
vows at a
Because
wedding.
that,
We
that
did
came
that.
from the fact that when I plan a wedding with somebody, people say they want to write their own vows, but then they don't write vows. What they're writing are expressions of love. And so we'll have
yeah.
that be a separate thing. And these two are like, we want to write them, but we don't want to say them in front of everybody.
Right.
Nah,
So I love that you did that.
I respect that.
And I think that ours, I would honestly say that they were vows too. Like
Yeah.
started with expressions of love, but ended with I vow this, that.
Well, that would be a vow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but it was awesome. I backed into Julian and we held hands and I was like, how you doing? And he was like, he said, I don't think I'm going to make it. I said, make it like how? What do you mean?
You're like, are you leaving?
I said, without crying. I said, well, you already failed.
Yeah.
But
What,
it was good.
what did I say after I prayed for you guys?
Don't know.
Didn't I say like, man, I can't believe Julian's standing here naked? I said that about one of the two of you. Yeah.
Because he
I
had the
wouldn't have made
mic
you-
on?
No, because you guys weren't looking at each other.
Oh.
so you wouldn't know if they were or not.
But I wouldn't have said that about you. That would have been more inappropriate. And she also points that she's been to a wedding at a beach. Have you guys ever been to a wedding at a beach?
Yes.
My brothers.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
And it was good, right?
It was awesome.
Yeah, it was good.
Because one of the first things in getting to know Chris and Amy Davidson is my family went down to Ocracoke to renew their vows. And it was so funny because I'm like, oh, wow, a beach wedding. And it was so loud and the wind was blowing.
It's for the pictures.
Because we were just like, do you? And they're like, what? And I'm like, if this was their first wedding, like, I guess you just have to pick a venue where there's like a beach where there's not wind.
I mean, I feel
Was
like
it windy at his?
again.
I feel like it wasn't. I definitely think it could have been.
It
The
could- right.
hurricane hit like a month before
Yeah,
and tore
that
down
was a
the
whole big
entire
thing.
Like,
island.
it all depends on the time of year, the day. I feel like it's very unpredictable. But again, I feel like it's all for the pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Christy Fraccioni said her favorite tradition is whatever makes the couple happy, which is a good answer.
Yeah.
And getting rid of obey in the vows, unless it's desired, which I'll give her that. And what's funny is her husband was right behind them, and he was the first. Cookie tables. Isn't that crazy? That's not a thing anywhere else.
I feel like it's growing though.
It is, but it's also kind of cool. I kind of like the fact that it's like
our
a
thing.
Pittsburgh
It's
thing.
a Pittsburgh
like,
thing, yeah.
My
And for those of
cousin-
you who don't live in Pittsburgh, we do what we call a cookie table, and it can be put together a variation of ways. You can either just buy a bunch of different cookies, or you can have traditionally more family and friends offer to make dozens and dozens of cookies, and so you get great cookies from all the grandmas and aunts and everybody that
That's
can
the
bake.
way to.
That's the way to
That's-
go. That's the way you got to go. That's the more traditional way of doing it,
In your opinion,
in my opinion. But it's my because I'm not a big cake guy, but I do love a cookie.
sure.
So the cookie table is like that's my jam.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's. I think we'll see a theme as the night evolves, looking at people's thoughts because, like back in the day, it was the Italian nonna. I mean, my Aunt
Yeah.
Rosella and Katie, they make like 75 dozen. Like it was just
Yeah,
that's what they
insane.
did.
Yeah.
We had like 28 different kinds, and everybody made at least like 6 dozen.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it was,
crazy.
it was a strong cookie table. It was a good one. It was a good one.
Yeah.
His.
And nothing was bought.
Yeah.
Ooh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because there was these peanut butter and chocolate kind of like a Reese's cup or a Buckeye.
Yeah, my mom made
The,
those.
the like perfectly heart shaped, like formed, like
Go
you-
ahead,
they look
Jane.
they
There's a
look
little mold,
They look
and she-
store bought though.
yeah.
Like they
There was mold in them. Mike Fraccioni also said that he went to a wedding in Haiti during civil unrest and no cookie table.
Unfortunate.
that's-
So on the one hand, didn't get murdered,
That's a crazy. That's
but
a
also
crazy
didn't get cookies.
place to be. a wedding.
I like not being murdered over a cookie table.
I think that is a fair trade-off. Michelle Gonzalez, good friend of the table, cookie table.
Yeah.
She is against the cake smash.
Same.
You guys didn't?
We didn't.
No.
Not a fan.
It
I'm
was
not a fan
like
of it
we
either.
talked about it probably before we even got engaged. Like at our wedding, you are not
Yeah.
doing that.
Well, she
And-
said that, and I was just like, yeah, no, I wasn't going to
Yeah.
anyways because I know how much like you guys have to put into like doing the makeup and everything, and that's crazy.
Exactly. And sometimes people have somebody do it for them, like you pay good money to have makeup
Yeah.
done. You know,
Always.
Yeah.
not always. Could be a family member that did it for them. you
What
know?
percentage? Oh, come on, you're a woman, right? What percentage of marriages today, of weddings today, does the woman do her own, or does she not hire someone? I think it's higher than you think.
Does she not, or
Well,
does
okay,
she hire?
Does she
someone?
hire someone?
I would probably say like
90.
90%.
There you go.
I'd like to know.
All right, everybody, comment live.
Yeah.
I mean, we had ours done. I had one bridesmaid who did her own, but
Man, that doesn't count. I'm talking.
Yeah.
No, for the bride. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
for me, especially if I'm officiating your marriage, and you guys know, all I teach about is meeting your emotional need. You know, you two meeting each other's emotional needs. Oh, someone smash your face with cake. Like, no, that doesn't do anything.
No.
That's terrible.
Yeah. Unless you're both in on it and you want to do it and it's a fun thing.
And she's a big advocate of casual weddings. Peggy McNutt, nothing good,
No venue.
but too many bridesmaids today, she said.
yeah.
That there used to be one bridesmaid for every 50 guests.
Oh,
I've never heard that.
I've never heard the ratio part of that.
Oh,
That either.
Wow.
And I would love to know more about it.
So that would mean probably most weddings would be,
Two.
I would say, between 2.5 and 3.5.
Ooh, I wonder. I would think less.
I would say 2 to 3.
Sure.
2 to 3
Yeah.
probably.
So, like, we do reminisce group at a retirement home nearby, and we talk about what was it like when they were growing up and what was it like when their kids were growing up. And I mean, back in the day, I mean, it was wedding and then either a church basement or backyard of somebody, and that was it. Like, it was just what you did to be able to be married, and it wasn't everything that it is now.
Yeah, and back in the day, I think my parents had there was like a double wedding. People used to do that back in the day.
I have heard of that. I haven't
Yeah,
seen it.
I haven't seen
Might
that.
have been a TV show.
I haven't seen
now
that in
we're
my
talking about it.
generation, but I feel like there's two. I think my parents.
Well, and it takes us right
should
into
know.
Laurie Ann's. She misses the fire hall receptions.
I love a
I'll
good.
bet you guys have never even been.
I
have.
Have
I
you?
bet you any money that's where the cookie table was born.
Yeah.
Oh, for
At
sure.
a fire hall reception.
Do you
So
know where it was born?
No.
So during the Great Depression, people couldn't afford to buy cake for everyone, so everybody brought in cookies.
To the fire hall.
Probably.
Exactly.
I'm saying.
Do you know the term chicky pig riggy?
No.
Do you know it?
I don't know it,
What?
but is that referring to like the classic fried chicken rigatoni?
Fried chicken, ham, and rigatoni.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what you had at a reception.
And a graduation party.
Yeah, for that matter. So no, I'm
all about a fire
and
hall
we're gonna have more
reception.
on the fire hall later from a very
That's
predictable source.
Oh.
But what about Laurie Ann? Why does only the dad walk the person down the aisle? Why not a mom? And I've
Yeah.
never.
There was like
Or
some-
why is the tradition the dad?
Yeah.
It should because
Well, the man gives a yeah.
Well, but
but
I mean-
why is that the tradition?
right, right, because there's more things that happen.
Because moms have been somewhat involved
right.
Sure,
in a child's life.
Probably even more.
one would hope.
I think there was a discussion with our wedding that Christina's mom stand with her dad to give Christina.
Well, she did.
Did she?
But not
Is she?
walk down.
Well, Rock was like, because he forgot, like he sat down, and I'm like, who gives away this bride? And he was like, who do? Yeah, it was all a little discombobulated at that point.
And then I was tripping up the steps and
Didn't notice that.
Nah, I didn't
But you
notice
did
that
crowd
either.
me, by the way. Or no, did you crowd me the day of the wedding, or did you crowd me at the rehearsal? I don't remember which, but I was like, okay.
that was at the rehearsal. You were like, all right, did everybody take a step?
Yeah, I don't remember.
That sounds like a rehearsal thing.
Kathy Wolf. She said, I like a traditional wedding. And she said that people should be invited into the marriage as well. I mean, hold on, let me read it for you. Kathy Wolf.
Just like
I love the traditional wedding, the church and family.
Is this like a first touch kind
I
of thing?
especially love the saying. She loves the saying. Let's try to keep it appropriate. Thanks for the invite to the wedding. Don't forget the invitation to the marriage. I think it's to come alongside them long term.
So are we saying she wants us to ask that, or like, just if you're at the wedding, you should just.
I'll say, sounds like a high need of belonging.
Yes, I would say so. Merle pointed out that she likes outdoor weddings and beaches. Any other outdoor weddings you guys have been to besides barn?
2 backyard ones.
Ooh, I love a
yeah,
backyard
there was-
wedding. So old school. I did a COVID backyard. Your boy,
The one that's
Mike,
no longer married.
Mike Spinoza.
I've been to one outside.
Spinola?
Spinoza, that's what I said.
Oh, yeah.
I pronounce my
I didn't know that.
L's as Z's.
I
I
didn't
went
know
to
that.
one on a farm.
Farm wedding?
Yeah.
We did a farm. We've been to a farm wedding. Been to an outdoor backyard wedding. Twice actually.
Natalie, Kathy's daughter, and her husband Dave, the Juicy Witzes. It was a church wedding farm reception, but like middle of nowhere part of the farm. And because both Joey, her brother, and Steve, her dad, worked for the electric company, like connected to the power line and brought a power source in.
Oh, yeah.
And they showed up in like a tractor and all that kind of fun
That's
stuff.
cool. Yeah, because the one we did, they had a generator.
Sure.
Yeah, so it was way off in the distance, but you could still hear it a
Yeah,
little
yeah.
bit. But it was fine.
Oh, we
My-
went to 3. Allie's too.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I did a golf course wedding, the only wedding where somebody passed out, bridesmaid, right in the middle of it. Boom, boom.
Yikes.
I said it's because my preaching was so good. But my most and I was the king of the non-traditional wedding for the longest time. You know, it was barn and all these different things, but was Cooper's Rock State Park in West Virginia. I think it's West Virginia, isn't it?
I don't know.
But like literally Jeremy Sessa and his wife, Mrs. Sessa. No, it wasn't Jeremy. No, it was crud. It was that doesn't matter because Jeremy was playing the guitar. So it was on a ridge in this park. And like the bride,
I remember the picture from that wedding.
yeah. And I'm Brad, nope. It'll come to me later.
I know the picture.
Scott.
It was
Steve.
really cool.
Oh,
Because you guys were up on the ridge and people were down below.
yeah. So like
Yeah.
literally the bridesmaid wore Chuck Taylor shoes. The bride did.
Yeah.
Because she's walking like
And
on
you
a
don't-
cliff.
And you don't really see her feet.
And then there was this huge, there was like, yeah, you also don't see the feet. But to the groom, it was like 50 feet straight down. From the bride, it was like 35 feet straight down. Then there was a chasm, and then everyone that was watching was on the other side.
It was really cool.
And Jeremy
cool.
was down in the hole playing the music in between. So there's that. Chesney, cookie table. She likes a traditional wedding. She hates the pick a side, which I think nobody really does that anymore.
Yeah, I just sit with whoever.
And she said, now you guys didn't do, see, I will go so far as to say I'm anti, I don't want to say trinket, but like, I don't like the unity candle. I don't like the planting of the tree. All the extra little cutesy wootsy stuff. But she doesn't like the fact that when you do a unity candle, when people blow out the original candle, because the theology, for lack of a better term, is the candle, so, is your family and your family. And so you take those candles and light the center candle, and then you blow out, which is
See, I thought it was the candle represented each the bride and groom, and then they're becoming one.
I think also.
Yeah,
Oh, that's interesting then, because historically,
that's what I thought it meant. That's what
well,
I thought.
it
that
might
whole
have
thing-
meant that longer because I know that my brother blew out his candle and you weren't supposed to, but now she's saying they do blow it out, which if it represents the families, then I guess you would blow it out because that, or no, you wouldn't want to blow it because her point is they should
Right.
still be a part of it.
Right.
I think no matter what, as long as the officiant sells it,
right.
it makes sense.
Like it's like, are we doing trespassing or debtors?
Just got to explain it.
You got to explain it from
Well,
the
like I did
get-go.
Nick and Danielle Hudek's wedding, and she's Jewish and he was nothing. And so they wanted this stomping of the glass, which is a big Jewish tradition.
Yeah.
Well, the reason why you do it is it's symbolic of the destruction of the temple in Jerusalem, and that even though today is a happy day, many people are sad. And I was like, I don't I'm supposed to say
Mazel tov.
like, hey, you're married. Other people aren't. You know, like, and your people have been persecuted. Let's eat, you know. And I think I sold it. I forget how.
Well, I think,
That's funny.
I think a big discussion with us too is if we were going to, was it jump the broom?
Yeah, but we never said we were going to do that.
Yeah. Well, like it was kind of like one of a like.
I'm not familiar with Jump the Room. I've heard of it, but I don't know.
All right, so it came from like slave times, like whenever slaves were getting married, they weren't allowed to get married. So what they did is they jumped the broom, to show everyone else they're
Just
like
put a broom on the ground and
Yeah.
jump over it.
they were married, and that's how all the slaves knew. But like slave masters didn't.
Interesting.
So whenever we had a discussion about us getting married, of course, surprise, surprise, I'm black, Christina's white. We're in a interracial relationship. That came up. And Christina said she didn't feel comfortable. So like we didn't do that, but it's similar.
Yeah, that would have been. I mean, yeah, that would have been. That would have been a think and a pray on the cell.
Yeah.
I'd have found it.
Yeah.
Fran's Katina, a barn wedding. We covered that. A friend of Mary Lynn, Sandra. She said she is over sexy dresses,
Yeah. It's yeah.
like for a bridal gown, like see-through corsets,
Oh, okay.
and buying a separate
Very
dress.
short, like shorts instead of like a dress.
She said see-through corset, but
No,
whatever.
I mean, like,
oh,
there's-
you're adding to it,
Right, right. There's all kinds of variations of
Yeah.
that. Look back to the 80s.
and you
Look-
didn't do a
look
separate
back
dress
to,
for the reception, did you?
Look
We
back
went
to
out after, and I put my like rehearsal dress back on.
Yeah, that did.
look up Guns N' Roses music videos from back in the
yeah.
80s. and
November
you'll see,
Rain.
You'll see what I'm talking
That
about.
was a nice dress. God bless.
Thank you.
Sally Shire, not Dave, but Adam is getting married in a Moorish Spanish castle,
Wow.
Spanish castle.
like of the Moors,
Don't know what that is.
not like a s'more or a schmore. Maury Schwartz, he said that he liked seeing a foot washing at a wedding, which right now Rachel, not even knowing we're doing this, is going, and it was non-Christians. It was just a symbol of servant to each other.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's pretty out there. And he goes, it doesn't matter where you get married, but you should still have some sort of a vow in a church or place of reverence.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm indifferent.
Like, well, I can say, hey, Cooper's Rock was great, and you're right there with God and all creation.
Right.
So I'm not, I mean, I'm with him. I like Maurice. It's cool.
No.
But here's my favorite one. Don't read it. Beer donkey. Justin Rozak, pro disc golfer.
Okay.
At the reception, you have a donkey, and there's a cooler on either side of it with beer and ice, and it just wanders around, and you go up to the beer donkey and grab a beer.
I like it.
I love it so much. If that's your wedding, I mean,
Yeah.
it wouldn't work at yours.
That
Getting
would've
him up
been-
the stairs would have been a real problem.
Right. Yeah. A lot of stairs.
But I mean, I've never heard of beer donkey.
I've never heard of Beer Donkey. I love Beer Donkey.
So I Venmo'd his fiance $30. Set him on board for the beer donkey.
That's amazing.
So, does somebody else want to read? Now we have our explanation. Well, hold on. Before we go into this part. What was your favorite? Like, do you guys have favorite or at least favorites?
Wedding tradition?
Sure. I mean, everything. It doesn't have to be that you did it or not. I just want to add anything that we missed in regards to all this. Oh, there's a big moment happening between the two of them right
I
now.
had to think about it, but one just popped up in my head. And Christina will probably agree with me on this one. The money dance.
Ah, yes.
Oh yeah, no.
yeah.
Or the dollar dance.
Yeah, or the dollar dance. Yeah.
We talked about this, didn't we?
yeah.
I'm not a fan.
Do you know the whole way it plays out?
Then
I
yeah,
don't-
they circle the bride and then try to keep the groom from getting to.
Well, that's
her.
different. No, that's different. Go on. Tell that one.
So I think she's with her dad after like the dance ends. She ends it with her dad, and then everybody like circles the bride, and the groom has to try to like break the circle to get to her. So I've been to like a couple weddings where the groom ended up getting like hit where he didn't want to get hit,
Sure.
and like
See, what I'm talking
yeah.
about is where all the men line up and they pay money to get a dance with the bride.
yeah,
And before they do that, they do a shot.
yeah. That's how it
it's all the
starts.
same thing. Yeah.
But then
Oh, that's how it ends. Is
ending
they
it-
circle around.
yeah.
Because my point is, so
keep
the
the
first thing
groom-
you do as a married couple is you whore out your wife, and she's so ugly you have to do a shot before you dance with her.
I've never been to a wedding. I don't think
It's
don't
old
think-
school. It's kind of what's the racial slur? Hunky, for lack of a better term, sort of Eastern European, Italian. You
I was gonna
know,
say it's more of an Italian
I'm
tradition,
not-
isn't it?
I think it's Polish.
It's so
but it's
funny
also
that
Italian.
you said that because the first time I've experienced like the money dance or the dollar dance was at like one of my like closest friends like weddings Christina and I went to, and so like I do that, you know, pay the money, go up and dance with her, and she was just like, "Have you ever seen this before?" I'm just like, "Absolutely not." She's like, "Yeah, this is a white thing." So she
Very.
just sent me off. She's
Yeah.
like, "Bye."
And I mean, I'm not, like people that want to do it, fine. Again, opinions.
God
just-
bless.
Right.
You do
I
you.
mean, you
Right.
do get. It's supposed to be like
It's your day.
honeymoon fun too. So like you do get some
but
money
people
for
are already
it. But
bringing
like
you a gift. It's
Right.
not like they were like, oh, I didn't know, you
he
know.
did have his one friend was walking around beforehand, like, "Oh, get your wallets out," and I was like, "That's a little weird."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a fan. Anything else? Pros or cons?
No, I don't think so.
You guys, nothing else? My
I like
biggest.
how we did our vows.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
Your vows?
Moment.
Our
Expression of love.
Expression.
yes,
Slash personal vows.
Personal vows.
Intimate
Yeah.
vows, if you will.
garter.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
feel like that's gonna come up, but not. We didn't
Yeah.
do garter. We didn't do
Nobody does garter anymore.
I thought that was the weirdest thing in the world. Even as a kid, whenever I saw it, like, you know, in the 90s, like, it was just like, this is weird.
We had a
It's
wedding.
weird.
Family wedding, like extended family wedding. So not like one of my siblings. You know, I'm just there as a 16-year-old maybe. And I was on a streak of like 3 garters in a row. And then like the weirdo cousin caught the bouquet. And I was like, uh-oh. And everybody's like, what? I'm like, ain't nobody picking up that garter. I said, we're going to be kicking it around, at each other like it's closer to you. And my mother she gave me the finger, the pointer finger.
Oh, yeah.
She goes, then don't even go up there. And I was like, so I went out and I grabbed the garter and stretched it out to get it over her ankle. And, I made a big deal out of it.
Oh,
So the
see,
girl-
I've never seen you put it on the person who caught the bouquet.
And for every inch above you go the knee is an extra year of luck for the married couple.
Oh no, I thought you
And
just
guys
caught
would
it
do
and
it
then
with-
like
No, and
flung
guys
it
would do
away
it
or
like with their teeth and stuff.
yeah.
And like
well, I knew that the groom would get it off the bride like that, but I didn't know then you had to do.
to a complete stranger. Like one of the first times I ever got it, I was like 12 and it was Mary Lynn's friend's sister who was like 26. And I'm like, here we go. And then she asked me, no, I'm just kidding. We can go through these pretty quickly. The first one's kind of long. And this is, well, Christine, why don't you read the first one?
Unpopular opinion. I really wish we could move away from the expectation that the bride be walked down the aisle and be given away by someone. In today's society, women are not property to be traded. Also, family dynamics have changed over the years between single parent households for various reasons and toxic familial. How do you say that word?
Familial? Yeah.
Familial? Okay.
Yep.
Relationships. Not everyone has someone that they entrust with that duty. My mindset was, I've walked myself this far in life. Why do I need someone to walk me 40 feet down the aisle? So I walked alone on my own 2 feet, just as I've walked everywhere else in my life before my husband. Maybe that's the childhood trauma talking, but I think some wedding traditions need to move forward with the times. No disrespect to those who are close to their families and choose that practice, but choosing to walk by yourself should be equally celebrated and respected.
There is some hurt there.
I'm so excited to hear what you were going to say. And I love the fact that each person, when she goes, maybe that's the childhood trauma talking, everybody's like, well, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I agree, ...
Yeah.
to some extent.
Sure. Right. Like, yeah.
Like, I think my sister Kathy, if I'm not mistaken, now that was in the height of my dad's sort of midlife crisis thing, whatever else. She was like, nah, I'm walking myself. And everybody's like, classic Kathy, But like, nobody's like, ew, that's breaking tradition.
Right. No.
Like, you
I
do
don't-
you, boo.
I
Right.
don't love the who gives away this bride because I don't think, I mean, we did it and that's fine.
You didn't even
but-
remember.
But I don't
Go
even
on.
view
Yeah.
it as. I don't even view it as like she used the word property. I don't see it as
No.
property.
No,
I don't
it's,
see it from
I've
that.
cared for you this long, and now I'm giving you to her.
Right.
It's very
Yeah.
biblical in that, hey,
Right.
we're
Yeah.
giving her away so that you two now are a new creation. Like your parents didn't get a son, they lost a daughter, is the biblical way to look at it. Like you are your own thing now.
Right.
You guys, you're still extended family, but you're your own new family. And
Right.
that's too often so it's saying you didn't take her, we're giving her to you. And vice versa. And
Right.
whatnot.
Not property. Not ownership.
Why don't you give us what Chatty Waddy had to say? Not Chatty Waddy. That's Chad Miles, Pinellas police officer. This is Chad Barton.
Worst wedding tradition is signing a piece of paper to allow the government into your unity with God. Amen, brother. The U.S. began as early as 1639 in Massachusetts, but they only became standard across all states by the 1900s, especially driven by efforts to control interracial marriages. Before this, marriage was mostly handled by religious or local communities, with legal common law marriages prevailing.
No, you don't have to read the reply.
I didn't think so. That's why
No,
I
you
did.
did a good job there. No, I didn't know that it was only common in the 1900s where it became a legal document. Like I'm all for keeping the government out of things.
Well, the I think isn't that there would have to be a legal document involved for the government to be involved.
Right.
Right.
And then they can also go after taxes. and-
Well, that's my point. Like they need that contract.
yeah, I thought it was very astute.
Yeah.
of
I
him to
don't.
point
I
that
don't
out.
like it either.
I needed the health insurance, so it had to become legal, I guess.
Well, but that's also changed, hasn't it?
That's
I don't want to go down.
There's
that
a lot
road.
of proving.
But I think, yeah.
if
There's
you-
like
It
if you,
depends.
yeah.
I wasn't
right.
able to beforehand.
yeah.
But
Nah, it's full.
yeah.
I could go on.
Yeah.
This guy sounds like one of my groomsmen. He would say this.
He gets it.
Yeah.
Who wants to read Saries?
Siri. Mm-hmm. Do you want to read? You don't have to. You don't want to. I can read.
He's tired.
You don't? Okay. A wedding I remember. We were at a wedding where the parents of the bride were divorced. Father had remarried. Her mom had not. As not to hurt anyone's feelings, the couple had all of the groomsmen meet their partner halfway up the aisle. Then the groom walked to the back of the church and walked his bride the rest of the way to the pastor. Quite lovely. What I could do without. Getting to the reception and waiting an hour or more before the couple comes in. I know they have to pose for pictures, but serve your guests some appetizers.
Yeah. I think as long as you got food out and drinks out.
I'm going out. I don't even care. I told you guys this. Like, get as many pictures done. We got to shorten that time period.
You got to keep it short. I've known
You guys did a good job.
Yeah, you guys. That was
Since
fine.
we didn't do a first look, because that's
Right.
one of the reasons people do first looks now is
Get the
because then
pictures
you
out of
can
the
do
way.
the pictures
Pictures,
before.
right,
So
right.
that was one reason that was like.
But you guys
a little
didn't take
longer.
forever. I've been at weddings where we went out. We knew how long it was going to be.
Yep.
We went out to eat.
Sure.
Like a whole group of us. There was like 20 of us. We
And the
went out to
problem with
eat.
that is other people just started drinking. They'd go somewhere else and start drinking.
Right.
So then you're already half lit by the time it starts.
Oh man. Yeah, I can't.
Good old Dan Leopold.
Yeah.
Worth tradition, garter belt.
Yep.
Best tradition, bride walking down the aisle to the music. Gone and should be back. People not spending a lot of money and having the reception in a fire hall with pasta to eat, buffet style.
Amen, brother.
Technically, we had pasta buffet
You did?
style.
Your food was good.
Food was good. Food was good. If you had it in a fire hall, it would have been perfect. The place where you had it.
Well, he could do without couples spending a lot of money on their wedding. There's enough challenges in life. There's no reason to start it off with a big wedding bill. And here's where Dan goes off. Today, it seems like young people are putting off getting married and having children. I think the best time to get married and have kids is right after high school or college. Are you ready to start a family at that time? No, which is why it's perfect. You're still young and you have lots of energy.
Yes.
Waiting to have kids till you're ready is flawed because let's face it, ain't nobody ready for that.
No, it's a young man's game too. I'll tell you that much.
And he says,
Being an older
favorite
parent.
non-traditional wedding setting outside next to a scenic river. I have not done that. And Dan wraps it up with advice to young couples. Get married in a church. Have the reception in a fire hall. Put an Italian lady in charge of organizing the buffet-style dinner. Have the event be affordable. No one is there for the ice sculpture or live band and a sit-down dinner. Your guests are there for you.
He's not wrong.
He's not wrong.
He's not wrong.
He puts the addition in traditionalist. That's not really a thing. But my food question of the week is, what is the best wedding food you've ever had?
Oh,
Or do you even have some? Or can you just go, nah, it's all been. Because I told you guys that as you planned. I'm like, the only thing is don't have long speeches because the food gets cold.
yeah.
But other than that, like, I have two that stand out for me.
I will say I like how we did our food. I feel like I didn't get to eat
Why don't you
enough of
explain
it.
that for those who
but-
weren't there?
So we did stations. So there were stations all throughout the reception hall, like the ballroom, and there was like a pasta station where they specialty cooked your pasta. So they had different sauces and pastas and toppings, like a carving station, salad station, Pittsburgh station, which was pierogies, and then like a meat station, which was like pulled pork sliders and coleslaw. So I felt like there was a good mix of something there for everyone.
There was definitely something there for everyone.
And
Yeah.
then everybody kind
Even
of
a
gets
gluten-free guy.
oh good.
There
Yeah.
was.
And then everybody kind of gets dismissed at once. And so there's some lines at some stations, but then they die down.
It
The
wasn't,
stations
though. It
are
was
just
very much dismissed slowly.
Oh, was it?
It
Yeah.
was, and like people went to different places,
Mm-hmm.
and so there
everything's
was
just
never-
like open for an hour. So you can go up
Yeah.
and get seconds. You can
Your guys was definitely in like top
Yep.
3 because of variety and like quality was good. But like I feel like in general, no, like
I agree.
not like because like a lot of times it's like, do you want this or that? And it's like
It's fine.
it's fine,
It's fine.
right? Because it's cooked in bulk.
Sure. It's
So
hard
and,
to do.
and, and anything that's cooked in bulk is really hard to do. Which is why I go back to like Dan
Chicky
Leopold.
piggy riggy, baby.
Just,
The
man,
longer
yes,
that rigatoni sits, it's
Oh,
only
the
getting
better.
better.
even cold rigatoni is
ham-
good.
ham's gonna be good.
Nobody's complaining. If you got like
Fried chicken,
if
2
you got-
hours later, still
Yeah.
fried chicken.
if you had a variety of like subs, like or hoagies,
Oh,
I would do that. Like the like everybody like yes. Like I feel like sometimes people try too hard, and then the execution of the plan is just not
Well,
great.
what we stayed away from,
But I thought your guys was great. I'm being on. I'm not just
Yeah.
saying that. I
Thanks.
thought it was great. The
as far
pierogies.
as things that we could
We
do
had
without.
so many of them left over too.
Oh.
Ooh, what'd you do? Freeze them?
I think some are in the freezer.
Yeah.
Nice.
Is the wedding industrial complex.
Oh,
You know, John Chris talks about it, and he's like, you know, the same cake that's $200 for a graduation party is $4,000 for a wedding. He goes, I'll pay it, but don't tell me it costs
Right.
$4,000.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Just look me in the eye and tell me I'm gouging you. That's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
Don't make me pretend that you're not. Now that being the case, and the one thing we didn't really get any input from anybody on, that I'll bet is a bigger deal. I have two things that were big time food. One was at Mitch and Kate's wedding, which was in New Jersey. And they had, similar to yours, stations, but that was for the appetizer time period. And it was basically all the food that you had, but in the appetizer period, including, I just mean anything you could possibly, and it was so, like if you've ever watched Jersey Shore and when they do like a baptism it was so over the top and everything was so amazing. And that was the appetizer. Then you went into the reception, ordered from a menu, got up and danced, and then the food came later, like maybe a half hour later.
Just gotta go let that.
But the app, I don't remember what I ate for dinner, but that appetizer time, I mean, 3 different I can't imagine what they spent. I mean, it was roast beef, ham, and turkey carving station. That was one of the stations. Pasta station, mac and cheese station. I mean, it was unbelievable.
money.
So much money. So much money. And then the other was, and this is the dumbest thing in the world, at Joey and Donna's wedding, Kathy's son, in the Poconos last spring, appetizer of oysters. I'm not even an oyster guy. I've never liked an oyster in my life.
About the same.
Joe and I had 10 each. And we just kept looking like we started doing like the poach, like wait until the guy came out. We're like, hey, more oysters, more oysters. So no, it was unbelievable. Those are the only 2 things that stand out, except for the fact that I enjoyed your food.
It was really funny. I feel like the best compliment we got on our wedding was our one friend came up with us, which it was the end of the night. He probably had some drinks, but he was like, this is the best wedding ever. We were just saying to each other, this is the best wedding ever.
Aw.
But the only thing that we thought could make it better is if we had like a late night snack. And then they
That's
That
the
was
other
a baller
thing.
move.
That's a new
That's a
tradition.
good one. That's a good one.
Actually, at Mitch and Kate's wedding, that same wedding with the appetizers, they did cheesesteaks on the way out
that's
onto the buses. And you
Yeah.
guys did pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that he was so excited.
And see,
then
here's the
you
thing.
brought pizza.
Well, and here's the thing, like people that do like what I was talking about before, where it's fine.
Yeah.
Those are the people that need to do the pizza later on. You know what I mean? Like,
Because you know what? If you do Cheeky Piggy Riggy, he's still out.
yeah,
It's still good.
Nona's going to make sure you take them home with you.
Yeah,
She's already
exactly,
making them, but she's
man.
already cutting a
Does
ham
to
into
go cookie
sandwiches.
boxes?
Yeah.
We got them for the penne too.
Exactly.
Or rigatoni.
Yeah, exactly.
That's fun. That's fun. Bring us home, Christina. Bring us home.
That is it for episode 318. Join us next week for episode 319. Between now and then, please give us a like or follow on social media and visit us at lunchtimeinrome.com. While there, take our relational needs questionnaire. Thanks for joining us at the table for Lunchtime in Rome.
See you next week.
See ya.
Bye.